Alright, YouTube, it is time again for my 2 cents on Echoes of Mana, and we have a new dev update for us of kind of what they're looking to do in the future, just trying to give us some of their plans here. So let's take a look. It talks about a month has passed since launch. Yep, time's gone by pretty quick, and let's see what they have in store for us. Uh, we've had concerns about stamina, yes, event content not meeting expectations, and adding more fixes, etc. Based on your feedback, we have created a list of updates and planned feature improvements to share with you. Okay. Next week, 3 new pieces of content would be added. A new scenario, allies, bosses, and gear will become available, and we will look forward to bringing it all to you. Okay, so that sounds promising. So it looks like we're going to get a new main story, chapter 6, and we're going to get a new accessory with this. So it doesn't look like it's going to end up being the Holly or the Cotton set. We're going to get a brand new accessory that's at 5 stars rarity, and it's going to have the set effect of just a fixed amount of strength at 100, which I think is still pretty good. Depending on how much strength you already have, it could be somewhat comparable. Adding that onto the already strength percentage upset that's on the left side, you could definitely double down a little bit there. We'll have to just kind of see what when it comes out and do a little bit of testing. I mean, obviously, just about anything is going to be better than the straight MP set we have now. And if you're going to be building a strength character over an intellect character, then obviously that's going to be better than the intellect set that's for that side as well. So then at that rate, you're really just choosing between it and the spirit upset. So it's going to be another one of those that if you grind it out and you're running that very hard stage in Chapter 6 anyway, you're going to get a bunch of them, and you can replace your MP set, but still, one of those where we're probably really going to be waiting for a different set to use in that slot. But we'll see how that goes. Now, it talks about a scenario event, which could be interesting here. Looks like we're going to have like our first kind of like story-driven event that's outside of the main story. And it looks like that's where we're going to end up getting a free Elzul from that event. So it does mention that Lady Black Pearl and Hawkeye will also appear in this event, but it is not saying that they're going to be able to be obtained from the event. So I'm definitely thinking that we just got Angela dropped today. We're kind of on this rotation of banners of here's a new unit, here's one of the standard pool units. So I think we're going to be seeing Lady Black Pearl next as the next gotcha banner unit coming down the line, probably very close to the date of 5/31, even though they haven't announced that in here yet, but that's what I'm thinking. We're going to get some more tower on the 3rd of June and up to level 80, so it looks like every time we're going to get some content for the tower, it's going to be about 10 levels, so that'll be fun to just give ourselves an extra little challenge with. And let's see, the daily quest will have its stamina cut to what we currently have. They were running a kind of mini campaign. They've decided to make that permanent. We kind of figured that when they were making this change, that it was just going to be something that they were going to test, see how people were utilizing their energy at that rate. Apparently they're happy with that and they're going to leave it alone. The campaign feature for obtaining SP and AP recovery items from the day of the quest amendment will be made permanent as well. Yeah, definitely one of those things that we kind of seen already coming, that they were going to utilize this going forward. I like it because it also helps you get to that 100 crystal daily thing down at the bottom when you're doing missions too. So good to see that kind of stick around. Some easy missions, some easy energy. Just increases a little bit during the day of when you're actually playing the game. Missions will be added with a reward to increase your max AP and SP. After clearing all missions, your max amount can be increased from 120 to 180. It's kind of funny, as I joked around with some of the folks that they were going to go about improving the stamina system about the same way that Genshin improved it, which is instead of actually giving us more stamina, just increasing the cap on it. Um, that's kind of basically what they're doing here. It allows you to take a little bit of longer time in between when you need to open the app and actually play, so you don't lose out on the that stamina regen. So it's a good thing. I just think it's kind of funny when that's the only change to it. I'd like to see a change to the regen, maybe like every 4 minutes or something like that. But hey, that's what we get here. The amount to recover AP and SP has been updated as follows. Okay, so if you've been utilizing your spirit crystals to update your stamina, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a change to kind of make it cheaper post-update here. I don't know who was updating with that, with the, if you're going to utilize currency, a lot of times you either don't have any as a free-to-play player to do that with anyway, and probably shouldn't since you're saving all those for balls. And then if you're a whale, you were just buying the packs from the shop, and so you didn't need to use just the straight crystals. So we'll see how that goes. Additional feedback not listed here, such as improvements to loading times, will be addressed in turn. That's really important because I know a lot of us have kind of gotten that newness of the game worn off, and so now those loading times are just kind of a slap in the face every time we see them. So that'll be nice to have. They also talk about how they've had increase about the paid spirit crystals only harvest being introduced in the future. In regard to those inquiries, the game will not offer services limited to paid spirit crystals. This is really nice for free to play. I mean, aside from the rest of the gacha kind of being a little bit strenuous for free to play, let's put it lightly right now, so I don't choose violence. But this is nice because there are a lot of games that have like separate paid versus non-paid, and you get like better rates or something like that if you're using a paid banner. And sometimes it just doesn't feel great that that you're competing against people who are spending money and getting an extra advantage. But there's at least an answer here. It's that way we know not to try to, if you are spending money, of saving your paid crystals, because it was using those first, I believe. So, to all of our players, the production team has greatly appreciates your continued support as we strive to create an even better experience for our players through the comments and feedback. And we look forward to bringing you more exciting content to enjoy in Echoes of Mana. And then they just basically sent us a little gift here of some additional energy. One thing that I know folks are kind of up in the air about this game right now, and they're not really quite sure if they want to keep playing or not keep playing. Content's kind of lacking, and the rabbit shop isn't really what we were looking for or wanted. And I do want to throw out there that this is still a new game, and these developers have showed us that they are at least listening and willing to try to make some changes to the game for us. And so I don't want you to be totally discouraged yet. I still think this is going to be an amazing game. You're just going to have to give it a little bit more time. So, if you need to put it down to play one of these other big releases coming out, I get that, but I wouldn't discount it out. And I just, kind of keep maybe logging in, grabbing your base stuff every day or something like that until some of the more content update comes along the way that you're really excited for. It looks like here we're just going to be getting the new story mode, which I was really hoping for a little bit more than just one chapter, but hey, we'll have to see what the scenario event is. If the scenario event is super full with some really good content and additional bosses, that'll be great for us. Plus we're getting the tower. This will be a nice little chunk, I think, of content right there, and definitely better than just one single event like we've just had previous. That'll wrap up our news for today, and that's been my 2 cents.